Yo. What's on, guys? Hooping News Updates, man. This is episode 19 of the Hooping News Update show, man. Today, we're going to talk about game 3 between the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. We're also going to talk about the Lakers. They're apparently going to bring in JJ Redick for a interview this weekend, so we're going to talk about that and plus whatever else is going on around the league because there's a lot going on. Very exciting. Celtics went up 3-0 yesterday in the NBA Finals. Yeah, man. Hey, man. That was a good game last night. I mean, it was fun. Dallas had a 13-point lead. Celtics came back. Celtics had a 20-point lead, and Dallas almost came back and won. It was a crazy game. Luka fouled out. There was a lot going on. It's just that. Because literally, what I'll tell you I'll literally describe to you what that game was last night. It was chaos. I mean, just pure and utter chaos. That's what that game was, and that's what we love about the playoffs. I mean, just chaos and just being that chaotic was fantastic. You know what I mean? I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great game. I thought the Celtics played extremely well, except for the second half of that fourth quarter. Hey man, very exciting game last night. Kyrie was fantastic last night. He had a great game. Jason Tatum had an awesome first half. Jaylen Brown had a tremendous second half. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, man, listen, man, the Celtics, when the Celtics are playing their A game, they're the best team in the NBA. I mean, when the Celtics are playing at their best, right, and they're playing their game, they're the best team in the league, and I think, and Dallas was a really good team this year. So let's not try to sit here and pretend that Dallas wasn't good or they didn't belong in the finals or anything like that. But the Celtics, they won 64 games for a reason. I mean, when you win 64 games and you're 12 or 13 games above the second best team in the East, right, in the standings, there's a reason. I mean, people were acting for some reason people were trying to act like the Celtics weren't a juggernaut all year. You know what I mean? And by the way, they're doing this without Porzingis. Or at least I would say 95% of this run they've done without Porzingis. Obviously, game 1 they needed Porzingis. You know what I mean? In game 2 he was good too. But but the Celtics been doing this to everyone all year. You know what I mean? And it's just it's finally getting mainstream attention. You know what I mean? But they've been. Yeah, but that's YouTube for you, JT. I mean, they don't send notifications for my channel for some reason. I mean, they have an agenda. I mean, but it is what it is. But the Celtics just the defense, because everyone talks about offense, bro. The Celtics defense last night, for the most part, man, was phenomenal. I mean, in the Celtics, pretty much the whole playoffs, the defense has been phenomenal. I mean, the Celtics, because to me, that's what makes the Celtics unique, is they are such a juggernaut on offense, but yet they're such a juggernaut on defense. You know what I mean? It's so, it's just so, as a fan of the team, it's just so awesome to watch it. And it's such a fun team to watch. I mean, they really are. And a lot of people will say, oh, the Celtics are boring to watch. I don't think they are, because when the Celtics playing their best, man, it's something to watch when they're playing at when they're playing at their best. I mean, it really, really is. And they really turned it on that third quarter. I mean, because that's where they won the game, in the third quarter. Because I think they started out the quarter 6 of 6 from the field. It was 6 of 6 or 7 of 7 from the field. You know what I mean? They just started out red hot. And a lot of it was just Jaylen Brown. Because Jaylen Brown struggled in the first half. I mean, I think that's what people forget. Jaylen Brown only had 6 points at halftime. I mean, I think he finished the game with 30. So, yeah, Jaylen Brown turned it on in the second half. Tatum didn't really score that much in the second half from what I remember. I know he had a couple shots in the second half, but yeah, man, just JT carried in the first half, and then JB, Drew, and then Tillman. See, Tillman was underrated as hell last night, bro. Tillman was so good. You know, like he came in, he had a couple block shots, he hit that big corner three. Like Xavier Tillman, who I always liked, by the way, when he was in Memphis. I always thought he could play. Every time I see him in Memphis, he was always solid. The fact that a guy like that, who hasn't really played at all in this series, can just come right off the bench like that and make that impact, that just shows you how special this Celtics team is. It really does. And like it ain't me over exaggerating, but I'm just saying. And then Sam Hauser in that first half too, hitting them threes, man. Just the Celtics, because like the thing with the Celtics team is like they could beat you in multiple ways. They could beat you defensively. Game 2, they couldn't make a three at all. They literally they could not make a three, but they won because they held Dallas to under 100 points. It's just like defensively they can lock you down even when they're not scoring. So yeah, this Celtics team's really fun to watch. Tomorrow's game should be fascinating. The Porzingis, from last I read, that he's questionable to play tomorrow, so we'll have to see on Porzingis. But yeah, I think the Celtics are in a good groove right now, and hopefully they don't come out tomorrow and just expecting Dallas to lay down and give up. I think tomorrow is probably gonna be another close game. So the Celtics are gonna have to. They're gonna have to work for it tomorrow, and they're gonna have to earn it. But yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Celtics right now. And for Dallas, listen, man, the film speaks for itself. Luka, his defense, man. Let me tell you something, man. Like it's every possession. It feels like the Celtics are picking on Luka. It's like it's every possession. They're just going right at Luka. Like literally all the action in the half court is how do we get Luka on? How do we get Luka one-on-one? That's literally all it is. It's not in like special or anything. It's like how do we get the matchup? How do we attack Luka? That's basically what the Celtics game plan is on offense. How do we attack Luka? And it's working. It's really working. And yeah, man, just I'm loving what I'm seeing. Like it's just fantastic to watch. But like I said, tomorrow I expect the Dallas Mavericks to come out and play with. They're going to play hard. They're going to play with effort. They're going to play with tenacity, and they're going to play. I think they're going to play good at home. So I don't think the Mavericks will lay down tomorrow. I think the Celtics are going to have to work for it. But yeah, I think the Celtics are in a good spot, I feel. So yeah, up 3-0. To me, you want to close it out tomorrow because you don't want to play with your food. But again, the Dallas Mavericks are at home, so I think they're going to play hard at home. So we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Celtics, and we'll see if Porzingis plays, because if Porzingis plays, I think he can give them a solid 10 to 15 minutes, and I think that's really all the Celtics need from Porzingis, just like a good 10 to 15 minutes. So yeah, looking forward to it. Now, on to the Lakers. Apparently this weekend they're meeting with JJ Redick to become the head coach. Woj said today if he has a good meeting that they're going to probably give him the job or offer him the job, which, the Dan Hurley stuff was there for a minute, but I've always said before the Dan Hurley news came out that the Lakers were going to hire him as head coach because I just feel like he was the best guy for that job. And or not the best guy. That's just the guy that they were gonna give the job to because of his connection with LeBron, and obviously, I know people are saying, "Oh, LeBron has nothing to do with the coaching search." I think that's total and utter BS because if you're a superstar and a top 5 player in the NBA and you're on that level, you should have some type of involvement in who the head coach is. And I'm not speaking for LeBron. I'm just speaking for if you're a great player in the NBA and you have delivered before and stuff like that, and you should have a certain type of clout to where you can have a say on who the head coach will be. So I think, but unless LeBron's planning on leaving the Lakers, though, that because that could be the thing. If LeBron Um, it has nothing to do with the coaching job or like has no input on who they're going to hire. Could that mean that LeBron might leave the Lakers? I mean, I think it's pretty likely that he stays in LA though, but I could easily see him potentially leaving. And you know what? I don't think that'd be a bad thing. I really really don't. I think that'd be a good thing if LeBron left the Lakers. I think it'd be good for the Lakers too. To be honest with you, because the Lakers, honestly, if the Lakers think they're a serious contender with the roster they have right now, like they're delusional. I mean, the Lakers roster right now is not a threat to anybody. I mean, they're not. I'm sorry, they're not a threat. It's just reality. Their roster's not good enough. So unless they make significant changes to the roster, I mean, like I don't think they're a contender. LeBron to Boston. That would be hilarious. And that would break the NBA, JT. If that would happen, JT, they might as well have to cancel the season next year. I mean, honestly, JT, if LeBron, if the Celtics had a guy like that, man, yeah, man, you just go ahead and cancel the season. I mean, that'd be like KD joining the Warriors. I mean, just huh? I mean, they have Steph, Clay, Draymond, and now all of a sudden they're getting KD. It's like, what? Like, huh? Yeah. So, I mean, as a Celtics fan, I'd laugh my ass off, but yeah, they would have to cancel the season for that to happen. If that would happen. New Celtics starting five: Holiday, Brown, Tatum, LBJ, Porzingis. Man, oh man. And then you have Derek White as your 6 man off the bench. You can be like, hey, we can just bring Derek White off the bench. You know what I mean? And Derek White could be a starting point guard for I'd say at least 80 to 85% of the teams in the league. You know what I mean? Yeah, Derek White. You can come off the bench and be the 6 man. What? Yeah, that'd be incredible. Obviously, it's not going to happen though. But yeah, it would. Man, if LeBron wants to ring chase and catch Jordan, honestly, JT, if LeBron was all about championships and he was willing to take the veterans minimum, I can't think of a better spot for him than the Celtics. You know what I mean? I really can't. So yeah, let's get into some of these reports I'm seeing on Twitter. Doc Rivers says Damian Lillard came into training camp out of shape. Quote, I didn't even realize Dame was traded 2 or 3 days before training camp. We were at dinner and he said, Coach, I didn't work out at all summer. It's the first time in my life that I've not worked out. I was so scared of getting injured working out. He knew he was going to get traded. He said, I did some light running. I did some shooting with no one in the gym, but I didn't go hard at all. He was honest about it. And that's one of the reasons you love him. He said, this is the worst shape I've ever been in. So yeah, man, Damian Lillard, I don't understand that though. I mean, and I don't understand it from Doc's perspective too. Why would Doc Rivers? Why in the world would Doc Rivers say that publicly? That's the first thing. Why admit that? Why admit that arguably one of your two best players was out of shape? I mean, who? Why would you even say that publicly? That's the first thing. I mean, and it's just typical Doc Rivers making excuses. I mean, this is Doc Rivers' MO. I mean, he'll say some shit. I mean, he'll blame everyone else but himself for failures. I mean, this is right out of the Doc Rivers playbook. And then for Damian Lillard to be out of shape, what? Bro, the whole point of you getting traded is to get traded to a contender. So you would think, right, getting traded to a contender would make Damian Lillard get in the best shape of his life, not the complete and utter opposite. No wonder why Damian Lillard had his worst season in the NBA arguably last year, man, just because he wasn't in shape. I mean, it makes sense now. And for Doc to admit that publicly, man, I don't get it. And I don't understand Dame for being out of shape, especially when I just literally said that you're about to get traded to a contender, whether it's Miami or Milwaukee or another team or whoever would have traded for him. Like, you're getting traded to win a championship. You go to that team in the best shape of your life to try to win a championship. It's like, yeah, man, I think that makes Damian Lillard look really bad, and I think that makes Doc Rivers look really, really, really bad. Because how do you admit that publicly? Like, why? Just like JJ Redick said a couple months ago in First Take. I mean, this is typical Doc Rivers, him blaming everyone else but himself. I mean, making excuses, blah 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 blah, this that, blah 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 blah. Like, shut your mouth, Doc. Like, no one wants to hear the excuses. I mean, there's no one wants to hear the excuses for why you choke every year in the playoffs, blah 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 blah. And then Damian Lillard, no one wants to hear the excuses for why you can't win a championship. I mean, like, none like, man, that report just made me mad. I mean, it really did, because it's like irritating. It's irritating to see a head coach come out and say that about one of his players publicly, and it's irritating to hear Damian Lillard not being in shape when you're literally getting traded to a contender. It's like, huh? Like what sense does that even make? It's just it's BS. It really is. All right, moving on from that, because I just went on a pretty big rant. And stuff like that makes me mad, man. It really does. It's like all Doc Rivers wants to do is make excuses. It's so annoying. Doc Rivers thought it was difficult playing at home in Philadelphia. Usually you play better at home. It's the only place that I thought it was difficult to play at home is in Philly because of the crowd, and I thought it affected our players some. Yeah, playing Philadelphia could be pretty tough, so I get them there. Draymond Green says Milwaukee should have found a way to pair Jrue Holiday up with Damian Lillard. And I totally agree with Draymond. Looking back at it in retrospect, I think Milwaukee should have traded Middleton instead of Jrue, because I think Jrue and Dame as a backcourt, like I think that's better than what they have right now. You know what I mean? Can you imagine having Dame at the 1, Jrue at the 2, and then you get Giannis there, and then you go out and get a Middleton replacement. Maybe you trade Portis, or maybe you even go like super big and you play Dame, Jrue Holiday, Portis, Giannis, and Lopez at the 5. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think if they make the Dame trade again, I think they should have traded Middleton. You know what I mean? For Dame, and then kept Jrue and Dame together as a backcourt, because to be completely honest with you guys, I think a Jrue Holiday, Damian Lillard backcourt would be amazing. You know what I mean? Because Jrue can kind of mask Dame's weaknesses, and Dame can kind of mask Drew's offensive weaknesses at times. You know what I mean? So I think both would have complemented each other really, really well. So yeah, that would have been a fun backcourt to watch. But luckily that didn't happen, and Holiday got traded to Portland, and then Portland traded Holiday to the Celtics. So luckily for us Celtics fans, that didn't happen. But yeah, looking back at it, that the Bucks probably should have did that instead. All right.
Well, get in Jrue Holiday.
All right. There's a chance that Kristaps Porzingis plays in Game 4. I already talked about that. Celtics Twitter posted a video earlier of him shooting. So when a team does that, I think that's a pretty big sign that he's probably going to play tomorrow. So I expect Kristaps Porzingis to play tomorrow. Okay, Frank. Okay, this is a quote from Brian Windhorst on JJ Redick interviewing with the Lakers. Quote: frankly, his interviews have been in those podcasts with LeBron James. They're extensively broken down the Lakers' offense. It's extensively broken down what they do. It's been out there for the whole world to hear, including from the Lakers front office. That makes me believe that JJ Redick's going to get the Lakers head coaching job. It really does. That's what makes me believe it. Okay, let's see what else. The Cavaliers are not interested in trading Darius Garland, still view him as an all-star caliber player. It's also unlikely they consider trading Garland for Brandon Ingram. I find that hard to believe, but, quote, Cleveland is continuing to tell teams they're not trying to move Darius Garland and Jared Allen, lead sources tell Hoops Hype. There's been some chatter about whether Cleveland would have interest in Brandon Ingram. Gotten the sense from talking to leaked sources that Cleveland isn't thrilled with the idea of trading for him, and having to pay him a ton of money after his contract season. I think they're out of their minds. Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell does not work as a backcourt. And if you could trade Darius Garland for Brandon Ingram, that's a good trade. That really is for Cleveland because Ingram makes more sense for the Cavs right now than Garland does. Because you can easily just slide Mitchell at point guard. You know what I mean? And then you can run if you want to start Donovan Mitchell, Matt Strus, Brandon Ingram, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen, you could do that. Or you can even trade Jared Allen, too, for a shooting guard. I mean, and you could run Mitchell at the 1, then get whoever you trade for at shooting guard for Jared Allen. Then you can run Ingram at the 3. You could do maybe Matt Strus at the 4, maybe, and go small, or play Ingram at the 4 and play Mobley at the 5, because I think Evan Mobley is a better center than a power forward. That's just me. And the fact that you could potentially trade Garland for Brandon Ingram should be a no-brainer. I mean, that really should be. That should be an absolute, just a yes for both teams. I like that deal for both sides. But apparently Cleveland's not interested in doing that because they don't want to pay Ingram after the year, which, listen, man, what big free agents going to Cleveland? Cleveland, they're not getting a big free agent. I mean, so, I don't understand. Because to me, Ingram's better than Garland, right? So, if you go get Brandon Ingram for Darius Garland, you should do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes literally zero sense to me on why you say no to that, in my opinion. But hey, man, that's just me. I would easily trade Garland for Mobley, but I'm not Mobley, Ingram. But yeah, man, that's just me. Okay, Bronny James worked out for the Lakers on Thursday, and they have shown interest in his athleticism, defensive potential, and shooting. James' athleticism, defensive potential, and shooting at the Chicago Draft Combine have certainly interested the Lakers, who could help make history by pairing him with his father, LeBron James. And should he return to the team in free agency if he opts out as expected. So, the Lakers, listen. I told you guys, from what I heard, right? From what I heard, I told you guys, I made a video about this, and I said on stream, I heard that Bronny James wowed a lot of people at the Combine, that he really impressed on the court and in his interviews, and he really moved up on mock drafts and on people's draft boards from the Combine. I mean, so again, I'm going to stick to what I said before in that last video. I would not be surprised if Bronny James went late in the first round or early in the second round, because I think he really, really wowed a lot of teams during the draft process, during the draft combine. I mean, people weren't expecting him to be as good as he was, and he interviewed really well, according to my source. So, what that means is, people think he's going to last till pick 55 when the Lakers pick in the second round. I'll just tell you this right now. I would be floored if Bronny James lasted until pick number 55. I would be absolutely shocked if Bronny James didn't get picked before that pick. I would be shocked if he doesn't get picked, because he wowed a lot of teams. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But yeah, Bronny James. Yeah, I think the Lakers probably have to move up maybe in the early second round to take him. That's my take. Okay. Man. Let's see what else. You said they would need more guard depth after that trade. Yeah, I understand that, but like I I don't care about guard depth. I mean, like if I can get Brandon Ingram for Darius Garland, I'm doing that deal because Cleveland needs a wing player anyways. I mean, like that's like the point. Garland and Mitchell as a backcourt doesn't work. So what you do is because it sounds like Mitchell's going to sign the extension in Cleveland. At least that's what all the tea leaves are saying, that he's going to stay. So what you do then is you move Garland because Mitchell and Garland is too small of a backcourt and it gets torched defensively. And plus Donovan Mitchell could play the one. I mean, he proved it in Utah that he could play point guard and play point guard pretty effectively. So you don't. So as a result of that, you don't need Garland. I mean, like if you can trade Garland for a bigger wing player, I think that makes the most sense. So yeah, that's why I would do that deal. Garland for Garland for Ingram just makes a lot of sense, and it makes sense too. 'Cause the Pelicans need a point guard too. I mean, so and the Pelicans they need to get free up minutes for Herb Jones and Trey Murphy anyways. So I'm just yeah. Okay. Damn, man. Where's everyone at, bro? This stream sucks compared to the last one. Holy hell. I ain't shit, man. I might get up out here early. Where the hell's everyone at? Like, this is wild. Damn, the Rock fucked his elbow up. Damn. Oh boy. The Rock really screwed that elbow up. This is sad, man. This is sad right here, bro. I can't believe, bro. The fact that YouTube don't send notifications out is sickening, man. I mean, YouTube should be sending these notifications out. It's just, it's wild. It really is. It's wild. It's crazy. But it's fine though. I think I got two good clips that I can upload from the stream anyways. So yeah. I'm trying, guys, but it's so frustrating. Like considering the fact that they don't send notifications out, and I basically just burn through every topic. I mean, I talked about the Celtics Mavericks. I talked about JJ Redick. I talked about Doc Rivers, Damian Lillard. I talked about the Ingram Garland thing. I mean, like, I talked about Bronny James again. I mean, so, yeah, man. Let's just see if I can try to talk about some other stuff. Okay. If KP does, in fact, play tomorrow, I would limit it to 10 minutes. I'm giving the rest of the minutes to Tillman and Horford. Yeah. JT, even if KP plays tomorrow, I want to get Tillman on the court because I loved what I saw. Because to me, I thought Tillman was low key like the most valuable player that game because what Tillman did, right? Tillman came in and Tillman protected the rim. He hit that big three. I mean, like Tillman played extremely well last night. Like it was crazy the impact that Tillman made when he came in the game. I mean, Tillman made a huge impact on that game. I mean, I know the stats don't show it, and the stats will make it look like he didn't do much. But if you actually watch the game and like watch the whole game, you could see how much of an impact Tillman made on the game when he was in there. Like he made a massive impact on the result of that game yesterday. So, yeah, and you're right. If KP does, yep, I because that to me that's all the Celtics really need from Porzingis. They only need like 10, 15 minutes from him. Like they don't need no 25, 30 minutes from Porzingis. No. Can you come in and give us 10 to 15 like playable minutes? I mean, can you come in, hit a jumper? Can you come in and like block a couple shots? Because that's really all they need. Yep. You're right. It was 11 minutes, but guess what? Those were 11 less minutes that Horford had to play, and then when Tillman came in, he made a big impact. So Tillman did extremely well, and I would. And here's the thing: if I was Celtics, I'd let Luke Kornet walk, and I would just bring Tillman back and let Tillman be that third center. Um, I wonder after these finals. I wonder if Horford comes back for another year. Like, does Horford come back for another year? Or does Horford retire? I mean, because I don't know. Because Horford might be like, man, I made a lot of money. I've had a long career. I mean, like, if the Celtics finish the job, I mean, will Horford be like, I've made a lot of money. I got a championship. I mean, like, there's not much else for me to do. Or will he come back and run it back next year? We'll have to see. But yeah, no matter if Horford comes back or not, the Celtics should absolutely resign Tillman, no matter what. The Celtics bench, JT, you know what that is, right? That means the team is dialed in and like supporting each other. I mean, like when a team has really good chemistry and they're all like playing for one goal, you could tell. Like you can really, really tell. And it says little things like the bench, like what is the bench celebrating every play? I mean, is the bench like clapping? Like, are the guys engaged? I mean, does everyone on the bench look happy? I mean, because like that tells me that the team chemistry, that the team continuity, like everything about it is just like fantastic. And it's like they're all like in it for one goal and one goal only, and that's to win the NBA championship. I mean, and like they want to do whatever it takes to get the job done. I mean, that's what that tells me about that team. I mean, off the bench reactions and shit, like it's the little things. It's the little things. It really is. It's the little small details. I mean, if Al feels like he's not ready for retirement, no, man, I would love to have Horford back. But I'm just saying, I'm just running through the scenario because Horford's old and he's made a lot of money in his career. If the Celtics finish the job and win the championship, like Horford will be like, okay, I've done everything I've needed to do in the NBA. I mean, like, and then like I don't know, like, does Horford have another year left on his deal, or is he a free agent after this year? I think the last time I checked, correct me if I'm wrong though, I think he has one more year left on his deal. So maybe he does come back one more year to collect that like one last like salary for 1 year. Because since he got one guaranteed year left on his contract, he might come back for that year. But we'll have to see. But yeah, listen, I'd love to have Horford back. I mean, like if there's a way. I mean, like, if Horford wants to come back for another year, I'd be all for that. I really would be. I would definitely support that for sure. Uh, yeah, but it's an interesting topic. Did I say it? Brian Windhorst sound off on Luke after the game? Yeah, I seen it. And Luka, listen, man. I mean, like I don't like Luka's style of play. I mean, Luka's not a fun player to watch. I mean, he's not. I mean, it's a lot of one-on-one. It's a lot of isolation. It's a lot of trying to draw fouls. I mean, it's not a fun style of basketball to watch. I mean, it's really not. Luka's a great player. I'm not trying to say he's not, because he's a fantastic player. He's one of the best in the NBA. But yeah, man, like Luka kind of reminds me of James Harden. I mean, he does. Like when James Harden was in Houston, I mean, like just his style of play was just not fun to watch. I mean, a lot of it was foul baiting, attacking the rim, flailing and flopping, trying to get a call. You know what I mean? Like it should. He's not. He's not a fun player to watch. I mean, he's just. He's. It's not fun. It's not fun basketball to watch. It's really not. I know, man. And do you think the referees like that? I mean, like the referees. I thought Luka should have gotten a tech last night. There was some points in that game where Luka definitely deserved to get a tech. The referees actually did. The referees actually gave him a lot of leeway last night. I mean, they really did. The referees tried their best with Luka last night. I mean, like they were actually trying. I mean, they they were not they were trying not to give him a tech. I mean, they were really trying not to, because there was a lot of instances where, like, look, man, like if I was a role player on the Celtics, like he'd get a tech. I mean, if I was even a role player on his own team, he would get a tech. I mean, so they were really like they're being nice to Luke, I thought, last night. And then, like, I seen some people cry and whine about, like, oh, the referees, like a lot about Luka, some of his fouls. And just go watch all 6 fouls Luka committed. They're all fouls. I mean, like, they're literally all fouls. Like, there's not a single, like, foul that the refs called on Luka last night that wasn't a foul. I mean, literally, there's not. There's like, all of them were fouls. Yeah. And JT, I don't. When you're watching the game last night, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but on Luka's 6th foul, right? When they were reviewing it and, like, looking at the play, like they put the headset on and that Mavericks challenged it. You notice how long the review took? They were literally looking for anything to overturn it. And go look at the referees' faces while they were, like, reviewing it. They were, like, deflated because they were trying to find anything. They were trying to find any rhyme, any reason, anything that Jaylen Brown did wrong to overturn that call. They were trying to do, because that's why it took 5 minutes instead of it taking like 30 seconds. I mean, they were looking for any little thing that they possibly could to overturn that call, and they couldn't, because it was a foul. I mean, like, there was no way they can overturn that call, and that's why they couldn't overturn it. Trust me, if it was up to the NBA, they would have found some rule or some way to overturn it. But they looked at it over and over and over again. You know, it was clearly a foul, and the review should have only been like a minute at best. But it was like a 5-minute review, because they were, like, slowing it down, like speeding it up, like zooming in, and they're just trying to look for any little, just anything to overturn the call, and they couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, what gave it away for me, because I saw right through what they were trying to do. What gave it away for me was the look on the referees' faces. I mean, when that one particular ref, I think his name is Mark Davis, when he was on the headset reviewing the play, he looked deflated. He really did. He looked sad. Like, he had a sad look on his face. He was like, "Damn, like, I want to overturn this call so bad, but there's nothing here for me to overturn." I mean, like, there's not a damn thing here for me to overturn. So I have to reluctantly have to say this call stands and Luka has his 6th foul. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the trust me, the refs were trying to do anything they possibly could to keep Luka in that game, but they couldn't. It was a foul, so they had to yank him. What's going on, Packers GOAT? Yeah. I know, JT. I know, JT. I'm telling you, man. They were trying to do anything they possibly could to overturn that call so Luka wouldn't get that 6th foul, but there was nothing to overturn. There really wasn't. Packers GOAT. I like that you're in here because earlier I read a report about something that Doc Rivers said about Damian Lillard. I want to get your take on it. I'm gonna read it to you. And I think it's absurd by Dame and Doc Rivers for this. I mean, like I hate it. I'm disgusted by it. So I'm gonna read this to you. Congrats on your Celtics. Thank you, TJ Game. But it ain't over yet, TJ Game, and it's 3-0. They got one more game to win, so I'm not celebrating yet. So hopefully they can close it out. I mean, and win that 4th game. But yep. But thanks anyway. But yeah, I'm not getting too excited yet. All right, let me read what Doc said. Doc Rivers says Damian Lillard came into training camp out of shape. Quote, I didn't even realize Dame was traded 2 or 3 days before training camp. We were at dinner and he said, Coach, I didn't work out all summer. It's the first time in my life that I've not worked out. I was scared of getting injured working out. He knew he was going to get traded. So he said, I did some light running. I did some shooting with no one in the gym, but I didn't go hard at all. He was honest about it. And that's one of the reasons why you love him. He said, this is the worst shape I've ever been in. Do you guys not see anything wrong with that? Like, do you guys not see anything wrong with that? Damian Lillard, you begged to get traded to a contender. You're like, please trade me to a contender. Okay, you get traded to contender, but you come in out of shape. Like, what? You're supposed to go in there in the best shape of your life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that. If you're going to come in the worst shape of your life, why even ask for the trade? Why? It's absurd. It's like the levels of absurdity in that comment is ridiculous. And I'm mad at Doc Rivers too for that, because Doc Rivers, why would you say that publicly about one of your players? Why would you say that? I mean, like, again, just like JJ Redick said months ago, this is just excuse making by Doc Rivers, making excuses over and over again for why he can't get the job done. I mean, this is just another excuse. Oh, Damian Lillard, he came in the worst shape of his life. That's why he got injured at the end of the season. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, man, just no. YouTube's been doing that forever, man. They don't send no notifications out, man. But, like, yeah, Dame might be ashamed of himself for that, bro. You beg to get traded to a contender. You get traded to a contender, and then you don't show up in shape. Like, that the absurdity is, like, just at all-time high there. Dame was a huge letdown this year. I'm not surprised by this news. Yeah, he really was. Dame got to play with a generational player and didn't care. I can't believe you're about to witness your first chip. Shaking my head. Boards, you got to witness yours in 2020, bro. I mean, so you got to witness your first championship in 2020. Well, oh yeah, that's right. You're not a real Lakers fan. I think you're a LeBron fan. Whatever team LeBron goes to, you follow him. So, and it's not over yet, by the way. I mean, like the Celtics got to win one more game. I think that's what everyone's losing sight of. Yeah, they're up 3-0. That's fine, but you got to close them out. I mean, like, what did Kobe say all them years ago? Job ain't finished. I mean, what's there to be happy about? Did we win anything yet? No. I mean, it's 3-zip. It ain't 4-zip. It ain't 4-1. I mean, it's 3-zip. They got another game to win. So, yeah, I'm not getting too excited yet. I'm not getting excited until they win that fourth game. Bucks should trade Dame for defensive-minded point guard role players. I like that. Middleton's a good enough number 2 if you have Giannis on your team. I don't know about that because Middleton's injury-prone, but if Middleton plays the way he played this year in the playoffs, then you have a legit case at that because Middleton was fantastic in the playoffs. But I think he's more of a 3 than a 2, to be honest with you, Packers GOAT. But I think you're right. I think they should trade Dame. I don't think they're going to, though. I think they're going to give it one more year. But yeah, man, those comments, like, see, and that's why I've always said Damian Lillard's not a winning player. I mean, Dame is not a player that you can win with, I think. I mean, Dame is a shooting guard acting like a point guard. I mean, and like I said earlier, if Dame ain't hitting shots, then what does Damian Lillard do? I mean, Damian Lillard doesn't impact the game any other way besides scoring the basketball. If Damian Lillard's not scoring the basketball, he doesn't impact the game in any other way. You want Marcus Smart? Not gonna lie, that wouldn't be bad, but Smart's injury prone, and I think Smart over the last 2 years has regressed. I mean, like when last year he played with the Celtics, he regressed. Not a lot of people caught on to it. And then we went to Memphis this year. It showed that he slipped even more. Um, but yeah, man, Drew Dame. If I'm trying to win a championship, I'd rather have Drew than Dame because Drew does all the little things. I mean, Drew will guard your best player too. At least he has the capabilities of doing that. So, yeah. And Drew can get his on offense too when he's not being forced to be in a role that he shouldn't be in. Like on the Bucks, like he's trying to be like the second option practically. I mean, that's why his playoff stats look bad. I mean, but in reality, he was not gonna. In reality, that wasn't his role. I can't believe I'm gonna watch the finals. Watch his finals, bro. Tatum played good last night, bro. I mean, Tatum's been good in this series. I don't like. Listen, man, the game is not all about scoring. It's really not, man. Like, do we got this dialogue again? And plus, Tatum was good last night scoring. I mean, Tatum was fantastic. Tatum carried the Celtics in the first half yesterday. I mean, if Tatum didn't have that big first half, the Mavericks would have blown us out in that first half. I mean, like, Tatum kept us in that game. And then JB and Drew and those other guys took over in the second half for the most part. But Tatum kept us afloat in that game yesterday. I mean, I know no one's to admit it because no one's to give Tatum any credit for anything anymore. But go watch how Jason Tatum played in that first half yesterday. I mean, he kept us in that game. Usos reunion is going to be not worthy for real. The Usos are an all-time great tag team. They're definitely going to reunite. They're probably going to trade Jey Uso to SmackDown. Packers. That's how they're going to do the reunion. All right. Let's see here. Jimmy Butler's name has come up in Warriors conversations. Pure Nick Friedel. Quote, Jimmy Butler's name has popped up in conversations. I think he's a fit on paper, but I'm not sure he fits in the locker room as an alpha personality that he is. I don't know, after all the wear and tear on his knees, that the Warriors would want to give him that extension. That would scare the hell out of me. Listen, bro. Jimmy Butler. Okay, so a Jimmy Butler trade to Golden State. See, I don't know, right? Because if I'm Miami and any deal, I would want Kuminga. Okay, let's do this real quick. Would you all trade Draymond? Because I could see Miami taking Draymond on because like they could look at him and be like he's a Heat culture guy. And plus, I don't know if you want Jimmy and Draymond on the same team. I think they butt heads a lot. So let's say Golden State really wanted Jimmy Butler. Would you all trade Draymond, Kuminga, and a first round pick for Jimmy Butler? Or would you trade Draymond, Kuminga, and like 2 firsts for Butler? Because here's the thing with that. Butler, you're going to have to give him a max. And then Jimmy has bad knees too, like that report said. Like he suffers a lot of injuries, injury prone. Getting older, gonna need a max. It's a tough decision. It really is. But I think the Warriors got to shake that team up. And if I can get Jimmy Butler for Draymond, Kuminga, and a pick, that'd be something I would think about if I was Golden State. That really would be. Now Miami, I don't know if Miami would do that, but like Kuminga's not a bad player. I mean, I think Kuminga has a chance to be a really good player, and then Draymond fits that Miami culture. I mean, so I could definitely see that happening potentially. Honestly, I keep an eye on that. Jimmy becomes available. I could see Golden State trading Draymond and like Kuminga for Jimmy Butler and a pick. I could definitely see that happening. And I think that makes a lot of sense for both teams. KP was at Boston shoot around today. And Edwin, not only that, the Celtics Twitter account posted a video of Porzingis getting shots up. So normally what that means, Edwin, when a team posts a player like practicing on social media like that and they put the eye emojis on there, that means he's going to play. So I think Porzingis is going to play tomorrow. If I had to like guess, I think there's like an 85 to 90% chance Porzingis plays tomorrow, just based off how the Celtics tweeting a video of him shooting, and then the caption being the eye emoji. I mean, like, oh, like look at this. I mean, so I think Porzingis is going to play tomorrow. I think he's only going to play like 10 to 15 minutes though. So can Porzingis give the Celtics 10 to 15 good minutes? I mean, we'll have to find out, but I think he's definitely going to play tomorrow for sure. You're so lucky Tatum had it going last game. You won't do that again? All right. We'll have to see. We'll have to see about that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here, man. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, man. Let you guys think about this show, man. Next episode be episode 20. I mean, episode 20 will be very like 20 episodes of this. I mean, just think about that. We made it to 20 episodes of this show. I love doing these. I mean, these are fun. I know the views ain't high or anything like that. And I know like the likes sometimes ain't high, but like to me, anything about that. It's about coming on here, talking to you guys. I mean, just talking basketball. I mean, it's a lot of fun. And the fact that we're going to get to episode 20 will be a great thing. So, yeah, episode 20 will probably be either on Saturday or Sunday, probably, but we'll have to see. But, yeah, man, I'll be back with episode 20 in a few days. Smash the like button. Hit that subscribe button, man. Let what you guys think about this video, man. This was a good stream, but I thought there should have been more viewers, but that's YouTube not sending notifications out, so it is what it is. All right, one peace. Have a great night.